Storm. And he puts it away.
Let's get a quick insight from our sideline reporter, Nick England. Nick, what do you got for us right now, bud?
Thanks so much, guys. During those first 2 timeouts, I was checking out both the Stingers and Team Freedom benches to see what their takeaway was. Talked to the Stingers head coach, and his big thing was right now we need to focus on the little things. We're blocking well and we're serving well. We really trust our scouting report, but the big takeaway was, he said, I don't want to wake the sleeping bear. Over on the side of Team Freedom, they were saying, boys, we like a little adversity, but not this much. Let's clean up the passing, let's attack the serve, and get after it and be aggressive. Once we saw Mikael Hoyt in the middle get that first big swing, that kind of appeared to be the first heartbeat of the team. We'll have to see if they're able to do much more with it from here. Back to you guys.
It's a great report from Nick, and sleeping bear, you could probably say, is Joe Norman, and he has absolutely awakened. It's just, is it a matter of too little too late here in this first set? Is this too big of a mountain to climb, or do you wait for game 2 and just try to get the momentum going as we reach our second technical timeout?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ira. I think it's not about whether you can come back from an 8-point deficit at this point of the first set. I don't want to say no, but it's really doesn't matter how many points you do come back with, as long as you're creating that momentum and you kind of start to shore up what you guys are doing on your side of the court, right? So for Team Freedom, they need to find some rhythm, find their passing, right? Really dial in their setting location and maybe get a couple of lucky breaks, a couple of maybe aces, some quick points. And if they're able to get back into this game, great. But really, it would be helpful if they win the momentum that will carry them into game number 2, even if they don't win the first set.
I agree with you 100%. And Team Freedom just kind of has to find that rhythm they were lacking for the first 8 to 9 points. It looked as if they came out, I don't want to say scared, but they came out a little apprehensive about what that game plan actually was. They knew what it was. They knew who they were targeting here. So far, in the last, I'd say 6 to 7 points, they've realized that Norman is going to be the most impactful player tonight, more so than Nugent, more so than probably Seifert. It's the question now is, can the Stingers shut him down, as Norman showed last night that once he takes charge, very difficult player to stop, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely right, Ira. I think, he will be relied upon very heavily, but also Matt Seifert needs to come in. He missed his first attack. They need him to be an offensive weapon as well. You've got Mikael Hoyt, Zebra, he didn't play last night, so he's going to be fresh right there, number 11 in the front row. So they've got the pieces. They've just got to get the engine going a little bit more.
Now you got 2 of the Penn State players in the back row, in Seifert and Nugent. Seifert serving, and that is put down. Zebra and Norman with the stuff.
Nice well-formed block right there. You do like to see that. Joe Norman, 6'10 blocker, going up against Inoval Romero. And it'll be interesting to see how that challenge unfolds in front of both of those players.
You see the screen set up. You see Seifert lining it up, sends a deep float. They go right side, and that is put away with authority by Mencia, his 4th kill.
Nice swing by Jorge Mencia, continuing to help his team there. He's top scorer for the moment for the Stingers. And a nice side out by them as well, and Leo Durkin going against the flow and getting Mencia activated from the backside.
And that's short.
Let's throw it over to Nick real fast for a quick insight. Nick, what do you got?
Hey, we got a quick follow-up to what we were just talking about. You guys mentioned that Joe Norman might be that sleeping bear. He's coming alive with several big kills, running high balls to the right side, as well as a couple electric blocks. That's definitely the thing that Freedom was looking for to slow it down. You guys also mentioned the importance of screening. There was a mention during the timeout that they said it is a critical thing right now that setting up our screen gets done early and allows us to really utilize it. We're going half speed, and that's not going to cut it in this match. And while I've been sitting here talking, Joe Norman doing it once again, getting a massive ace, getting the job done. Love to see it. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Joe Norman unloading there, and suddenly it's a 5-point game. Obviously still a huge hill to overcome here in game number 1, but see what kind of power Norman can bring. There's some good pass by Storm. And out of the back row, no touch. And another point on the Norman serve. It's a 4-point set.
Seen that now, the second time we've seen Storm pass the ball and then Leo Durkin go right back to him on the big attack. It's 1 for 2 on that action, but interesting tendencies being shown in this rotation by the Stingers.
Big toss from Norman, and he just misses. And a good communication there by the libero, Kai Duquem. First time we've said his name, and Storm to talk to each other to avoid a touch. That's the target. You saw where Norman was lining up as he took off. Deep float by Mencia. Castillo swings away, and he's able to land it.
Nice cross-court winner by Josue Castillo. Undersized outside hitter there for Team Freedom.
The two guys we just mentioned, he was able to split as he dropped it between Storm and Duquem. And still a 4-point game as Team Freedom is, well, they're putting up a fight here in game 1. Castillo to serve. Blocked back, it's a triple stuff. Zebra, Nugent, and Elias. And it's a 3-point set.
Pitter patter, Ira, they're coming back a little bit, slowly but surely, but nicely formed 3-man blocks will help that cause.
What more does Freedom have here in the tank in game number 1? Castillo, reliable server, and he misses just long. But a good aggressive serve. I'd rather see you miss long than miss short into the net.
It's an acceptable miss.
Acceptable miss for sure. And it'll be a Novo Romero, the Cuban, to serve. His team up by 4. Cunningham with the pass. They go to Nugent, and he misses short.
Shmelev with a nice block there. Hard to tell if that ball went over the net or if that was an actual block by Alex Shmelev, the Russian.
I think it was short from my vantage point, but just the presence of the Russian certainly enough to make Nugent have to take a little bit off of that swing, and that will be a timeout here for Team Freedom as they trail by 5 as we get deep here in set number 1. Mencia, we didn't talk about him in the pregame. We focused on Storm and focused a little bit on the setter Leo Durkin, but Mencia certainly has been a presence in this match so far, and he's starting as one of the pin hitters. Really the only major player missing in the lineup not here this week is Jake Langlois, who's obviously that's a big loss there for this Stinger squad, but pretty deep squad overall in terms of experienced collegiate players and international players. Paul Clark, haven't seen him yet, but he played a little bit yesterday, and he was a first-team All-American in 2019 himself out of Southern Virginia.
Yeah, Paul Clark made a good impact yesterday when he came in and played at outside hitter. He was actually MVP of that match, I believe. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank, though. But
I'm trying to remember who was the MVP. We got 10 matches in. It's still Saturday, right?
I think so. Anyways, back to the action here.
After the timeout, the serve by Romero. Elias goes over to Nugent off of the block for the kill. So Chris Nugent comes through again. That is his 3rd kill, I believe, in 4 swings, and we'll see Zebra serving. Do or die time here in game number 1, a 4-point deficit. He just sends a short jump float. Good serve. The roll shot. Nugent's there. They go right side. Norman swings away, and he puts it through. Oh, big reaction that got from the Freedom bench.
Yeah, they're good momentum builder right there. Great serve by Zebra to trap Shmelev over there on the right side of the court and take him out of action.
And we'll see what Zebra has in mind for his 2nd serve. He goes deep, off the hands of the libero. They look for Storm, who sends it too long.
Ooh, we have a touch called on the linesman.
Annie Hung, the lines judge on the right side, calls a touch. And it is overruled.
There's a touch called.
The touch was initially called, but I believe it was overruled, and now there's going to be a conversation between the setter, Matt Elias, and our up official. And they do indeed award the touch. And the home crowd not satisfied with that call. Gotta have a thick skin to be an official in a setting like this.
I'd say in a setting like anywhere, be an official, you gotta have a thick skin, especially when you do have the hometown team on the court.
I couldn't do it, that's for sure. Norman, is there a touch or is it off of the tape and out of play? It is. That happened right in front of our official, and she got a great vantage point on it, and the Stingers pulling away now with Schmelov serving. It is 22-17. And the Stingers looking for take game number 1. Deep serve that's going to fall in off of the hands of Castillo for the ace. And it's 23-17, and it's getting late here early in game number 1. And yesterday, Utah found itself down 2-0 to Las Vegas. Battled back, really showed some tenacity down the stretch to go 5 before losing. Nugent's pass to Elias. They go back to Norman. That's covered by Romero. No one knows where it is on the Freedom side. Comes back. One more tip. Nugent's there waiting for it. Elias goes to Norman, and he gets it.
Little bang-bang play there. Ira, it's hard to tell what was going on as we got our view blocked a little bit there, but Joe Norman taking out the garbage.
That's what they say he does very well, is take out the garbage. Those loose balls, he does a great job of cleaning up. Matt Seifert got a touch and didn't know where the ball was, and that's where Norman really came in handy. But that goes long, and it's 24-18, and we have set point in favor of the Stingers. Off of the tape, Nugent with the pass. They go right side to Nugent, who is blocked. A combo block by Storm and Metcalf. And 25-18 is your score as the Stingers take game number 1, 25-18. They built a huge early lead, and despite a pretty good effort there by Freedom midway through the set to try to get themselves within 3, well, too much to overcome.
Yeah, Stingers came out of the gate, fast and hard. It's nice to see. I wasn't really sure what to expect out of them, but showing some good sense of urgency, and obviously behind the play of Jorge Mencia, who really started out strongly. You never know quite what you're going to get out of Mencia at the start of the match. Traditionally, he's been a little bit slow, but whatever he did today to get ready for this match, it's working for him. But a little credit over to Team Freedom to sort of right that ship and create their own sense of urgency and get some momentum going. Joe Norman kind of created something going on the right side for Team Freedom, but they need to activate Matt Seifert in the middle a little bit more offensively if they want to get a little bit closer in the scoreboard action there and try to tie this match up at 1 game apiece as we go into set number 2.
Yeah, you nailed that in the head there, is Seifert has to be more involved. Quite frankly, I think they need to use Zebra a little bit more as well. Bez Arslani is getting loose on the sideline. I wonder if they will make a change or if they'll continue with Castillo. But Freedom, we talked about the importance of momentum here. They lose the first set. They went 5 yesterday, so they've already dealt with adversity. It's just a matter now, are they going to be able to make the adjustments against a Stinger squad that has been very consistent overall? They've gotten contributions for everybody on the floor.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that they really need to focus in on is their passing. I don't think they passed quite at a high enough level to run the quick offense enough against the Stingers. I think the Stingers' block and defense did a great job mitigating Joe Norman, but the passing of Team Freedom really does need to be upgraded through set number 2, and I think you're seeing that with Castillo on the floor. Might be a little bit of a serving target that the Stingers are looking at, but really from the Stingers side, they don't need to change much. They came out strong, they came out fast. Hopefully they can maintain that level of play, and Mencia can get those first couple early swings. Didn't really say Romero's name very much offensively. He did do a great job passing. He tends to be sort of the service target on the opposing team when they're playing against the Stingers, but Team Freedom didn't really go into that direction. They were serving more at Storm and even Kai Duquem, which maybe they'll see that change. And obviously I think the Stingers would like to get their middles activated offensively a little bit more. Alex Shmelev didn't really get any hitting attempts. He made a nice contribution there from the service inline with an ace at the end of that set. But offensively speaking, I know that Leo Durkin and Alex Shmelev have got a great connection, and look to see that get emphasized here through set number 2 as well.
Yeah, Leo Durkin, I'm a big fan of his. He just does such a great job. Very quietly, we don't say his name too often. 3-time All-American BYU, just runs a very consistently paced offense. Perhaps one of the best setters in the entire NBA.
I absolutely agree with you, Ira. I mean, he's a quiet leader. You know, he doesn't make the super big flashy plays. He doesn't look to make those plays, but technically he's very sound. His location is great. He understands the offense, when to set certain guys, when to ride the hot hand, when to maybe go away from another guy that's not quite getting it done. But, yeah, relying on that volleyball IQ that he has from, like you said, a 3-time All-American and national champion up there at BYU and Provo. He's been in some high-pressure situations, and obviously as defending champions from the NVA tournament back in November at Salt Lake City. So, they have some things to play for as well, too, and Leo Durkin does a great job with it.
You being out on the West Coast, you've seen BYU quite a bit over the years. Your thoughts on that program and how it's just been able to, traditionally in the sport of volleyball, you've had your California teams, and BYU has found a way. Hawaii in recent years, of course, has really reemerged. But BYU's consistently been that program that everybody can look to year in and year out to be a championship contender, and has produced some great professional players.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, historically speaking, BYU has been one of the top schools that are outside the state of California. They recruit really well. Obviously, they have had some strong players that have gone on to Olympic-level gold medalists, Ryan Millar, even Russell Holmes. He's affiliated with the Stingers team, I believe, as either owner or general manager. And, they do have a strong program. It's just something that the people of Provo love to watch and support their volleyball teams. They play in that Smith Fieldhouse, which is a great little environment. I've played some matches there myself, and it's a very difficult place to play as a visitor. Yeah, they have a strong program there. It's hard to put your finger on just one or two little key aspects to it, but fan support, recruiting, obviously home court advantage, all those things leads to a strong program over time.
Yeah, their fan support is top-notch. A lot of fun to just read the comments online from fans of the BYU program, because they've played some East Coast teams, and I've announced those games over the years, and there's so much love for the BYU program, and I'm sure they're passionate about the Stingers squad as well, as we are set here in game number 2. A diving save by Castillo, poked deep by Elias into a useful spot.
Matt Elias with a nice heads-up play, going over on 2, back to the right back corner. Good dig by Castillo as well.
I was going to say, does not look like Freedom has made any changes.
No personnel changes on either side.
So Elias will serve. Freedom up 1-0. Good pass by Storm. Cunningham with the pass. They go to Nugent. And he got the touch for the kill.
No argument from the team in yellow, so that's a good catch by the referee staff.
So Elias, early 2-0 lead. They go right side to Storm, and he puts it away cross court.
Matt Elias in the right spot defensively. Unfortunately, his legs broke down a little bit. Got caught on one knee as that ball rose up on him a little bit, or else if he had stayed on his feet, I think he would have dug that ball.
Elias, a former All-American at Juniata out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And that's left short by Storm. And the lead is 3-1. Storm Fa'agata Tufuga. I think I'm going to get that eventually. That's a name that I'm going to be saying for years until I get it right. Great pass by Storm. They go outside, and Nugent with the one-handed save after the Cunningham dig. Second chance at this time. The touch and put away by Romero.
It's great to see the connection continue to evolve between Leo Durkin and Inovo Romero. The first tournament of this season early on was Romero's debut in the NBA. You could see there was a little misconnection, maybe a few things kind of trying to figure each other's out, but really you could tell they've been working on it, and Leo Durkin's finding his window right now.
Oh, Seifert drops the hammer in the middle. And a 4-2 lead for Freedom, coming out with a little bit different energy here in our second set. Seifert, ball in his hands, the former Penn State All-American, 6'9" out of Reading, PA. Not a great pass. And they're going to send it over. Free ball opportunity here for the Freedom. Elias in the middle. Oh, him and Zebra could not connect. And a missed opportunity, Matt.
Hate to see that off of a free ball from the Stingers. Chris Nugent stepping in and passing that. And unfortunately, the misconnection there results in a point back to the Stingers.
So a 4-3 lead. Almost a foot fault. Doesn't matter. He leaves it short. As Jorge Mencia, he commits the service error. Side out. Ball goes over to Joe Norman, the Bayshore, New York native. Bayshore, New York, out on Long Island. In the Queens, right by Queens, New York. Never been out to Bayshore, out to Long Island many times over the years, but never quite gotten the Bayshore. Free ball opportunity. Zebra with the swing. Mencia with the touch, and then put away. Just a useful shot there by Shmelev.
These little plays that Team Freedom's not capitalizing on could come back to sting them.
I see what you did there. And that's 2 times now the Zebra, who has been an impactful player. 2 opportunities, couldn't cash in. And he misses long, does Inovo Romero. So back to Team Freedom, 6-4 is your score, and Josh Castillo, the AVP professional, what can he do?
One of the stronger servers here for Team Freedom is Castillo.
Storm with a perfect pass, but too long as Mencia went high hands, but too far, and it's a big point now. We have a 3-point lead for Freedom.
Yeah, you're seeing sort of maybe what was expected as far as seeing what Mencia was going to do out of the gates. He's kind of gone on a bit of a cold streak here offensively. Things not quite in system.
Castillo,
that one.
Storm, another great pass. They go to Storm, and he's stuffed. Reached out and stuffed someone. A combination of Zebra and Elias, and Freedom in front by 4 as we go to our first tactical timeout.
Great block move by those guys right there on the right side. For Team Freedom, giving Storm just a quick stuff down. Matt Elias finally getting into that blocking category with his first block of the match. Couldn't come at a better time.
Well, you needed something to kind of keep the momentum in the favor of Freedom, and a big resounding block will certainly do the trick. As they go to our first technical timeout, you see head coach Carlo Edra on the left, standing next to Cunningham, the libero. Coach Edra is the head coach at New Jersey City University here in New Jersey, and what's notable is in his second year in his second stint, he's now the full-time head coach. He was part-time many years ago. He actually, in a COVID year, was able to guide his Gothic Knights to the NCAA tournament for the first time in the school's history. So it's been a very good year for Coach Edra on the collegiate side, and we'll see if he's able to have similar success with Team Freedom, as they are the last unbeaten in the NBA. As we play here in the month of May, Memorial Day weekend. Better day to be inside than out. Still raining outside.
Yes, it is.
I've been driving back and forth between my home in Monmouth County, up about 90 minutes from here, and driving in the rain. Not been a lot of fun. And speaking of not a lot of fun, Shmelev with the answer as he drops the hammer. And those big Russian hammers hurt.
Alex Shmelev finally getting involved offensively. Definitely need to see more out of him as this game goes on.
Line drive jumper. Good pass by Castillo. They go to Nugent. High off the block. Shmelev saves it. They go to Storm. And he misses just wide.
An overrule.
Do they overrule? Yes.
Overrule by the up ref there. She called it in as the line judge did call it out. It's hard to tell on the response from the line judge when they get overruled.
Do you take it personally?
I'd love to ask her and find out.
Well, actually, I know the line judge, so I will ask her later. As Zebra swings away. I actually played in a co-ed beach tournament with Annie Hung many, many years ago when we were both far younger.
I'm not surprised, Ira.
Moderate success. Zebra will serve. Side out, 9-6 Freedom. And the Zebra will send it over on one. Can the Stingers capitalize? Storm sends it deep. Norman is there. In the middle, Seifert. Oh, with authority.
Matt Seifert in transition can be extremely dangerous. The 6'9" middle. If he has the opportunity to get a set, it's nice to see Elias throw it in there to him and take full advantage of his size in transition.
We'll send it over to Nick England, who's got a sideline report for us.
Thanks so much, guys. Got a chance to listen into the Stingers at the beginning of the match, and they really didn't have much to say. They just said, boys, the slate is 0-0. We've got to start over and do it again. Obviously, they're finding a little bit of trouble with the newly renewed energy of Team Freedom. Team Freedom said, right now our focus has to be on our desire to rally. I don't need you to end the rally right away. Get some good swings. Let us play some defense. And in the last timeout, they talked about how they've identified that the Stingers are giving them one-on-one blocking opportunities. And they have said that Mikael Hoyt and Big Seifert in the middle are the answer to that one-on-one. They think that they have a huge upper hand and they want to run the middles. We just saw two huge back-to-back kills, and that is absolutely an answer to the Stingers' problem right now for Team Freedom. Back to you guys.
Well, we've kind of coined the reports and the insights from Nick when he's either in your seat or on the sideline as England's insights, and talk about some just brilliant knowledge dropped on us right there by Nick, and we thank him for that report, as it comes at a perfect time too, as the Stingers call a timeout to try to recompose themselves, with Freedom leading 11-6 here in our second set, trying to answer a big opening game from the Utah squad. And Zebra has the ball in his hands. Let's see what he has in store. And by the way, you talked about getting Seifert more involved, and he certainly has here in this set, as Storm was able to slot it through the triple block.
Yeah, nice swing by Storm there, going up against the triple block. Just wasn't quite tight enough shoulder to shoulder, and he's able to rattle that ball through for a kill and gets the Stingers back on track here, finding themselves down by 4, 7 serving 11.
Short off the net, Castillo's there. They go to Nugent, little roll shot covered well by Durkin, right side, and that is blocked, and it catches on the way down Mencia for the double block. It is the former Penn State combination getting it done, Seifert and Nugent.
Seifert making his presence felt there. Another block here through this second set.
So Durkin, your server deep, I say Durkin, Elias, your server deep float, and Storm with the answer. He doesn't tower over anybody in the court. You know, Storm is listed at 6'3", with so many bigger guys around. Doesn't even look 6'3", but he's just so consistent and so fundamentally sound. Fun to watch him play, and a big power serve there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a live arm, good jumper, great passer, good blocker for his size as well.
And Romero's able to again split it, the block for the kill, and well, this Stingers squad is hanging around. Now cut it to a 12-9 deficit. Storm looking for a ball. They have done a good job of wiping the balls clean of any perspiration in between plays. Storm, another big serve there. It's going to be an ace, as that is in to the official stanchion. And now a 2-point game. How quickly it can change.
Yeah, we saw this happen yesterday. Storm going on a service run from the inline. He gets one going, two going, another ace.
He could hurt you in so many ways, and he does it again. Acing Nugent back-to-back by Storm. And the clouds are rolling in for Team Freedom.
Oh, they're here already. They've been here all day. Ira, Storm just keeps adding onto it.
Trying to find the right weather-related terminology for volleyball. Not something I really prepared for there. I'll tell you what, though, he is really, you talk about being the difference maker. We talked in the pregame, who would it be? We thought Storm would be the one who probably had the most all-around ability to really frustrate Team Freedom, and he's doing so right here. Not only on offense, but now back-to-back aces, and really no answer. Cunningham got aced. He's a very reliable passer in the reception game, but Nugent doesn't make a lot of reception errors himself, and he got overpowered as well.
Yeah. You know, we saw this from Storm yesterday. He is a force to be reckoned with for the Stingers, no matter where he is on the court, what he's doing. Obviously, he's a huge, skilled server, and one of his strongest attributes on the court is his serving. You're seeing it now. That's 3 straight points out of 2 aces by Storm, and see how he responds coming out of this timeout. Like to see him put the ball in play. Doesn't have to be a hard, clean ace, but let's see what he has.
So back to live action. Misses long this time, but this BYU heavy squad of the Stingers have found themselves back in after facing a pretty hefty deficit early on. Chris Nugent, he will serve. 2-time All-American at Penn State. And he misses long. So they'll go to Metcalf. Corey Metcalf, the Utah Valley University product. Out of Draper, Utah, the 6'5" middle. Good pass by Cunningham. They go right side. Norman tries to power it off of the block, but he misses short.
That's not Joe Norman's specialty right there. Sort of a out-of-system set coming from Elias, a little bit low and outside. Joe Norman being 6'10", he needs that ball up in the air and let him step close and go reach and get it at the top of the antenna.
We'll have a substitution here. Metcalf will come out. Hamilton Day will come in to serve. 6'2", Newport Beach, California native. Of course, a graduate of BYU. Cunningham with the pass. In the middle, Seifert comes over on one. Seifert will handle it. They go right side this time to Norman. Storm there for the dig. One more swing off the block. A 4th opportunity. Castillo puts it away.
Castillo getting a nice kill in transition.
And they went everywhere looking for the answer, and it ended up being the outside Castillo for the much-needed side out. It's 14-13. And Seifert, ball in his hands as Zebra now rotates back in at the middle. Storm with the pass. They go in the middle. The Russian tips it over. Right side, and Norman gets the touch for the kill.
That connection between Shmelev and Durkin, unfortunately not there that time, but good pickup by Castillo and Joe Norman. Once again, taking out the trash, getting that kill in transition.
He does it so well. Shmelev played at Grand Canyon University, one of the non-Utah-based collegiate players on this roster. As to go back to Shmelev, and he delivers.
Scouting report on Leo Durkin. He likes to go back to his middles after one attempt that they don't get a kill on. Be certain there he's going to go right back to him on the next side out opportunity.
And he's not afraid to use the big guys. And we are a 1-point game again, 15-14. A little tight with the pass. Castillo! Oh, delivers.
Wow. Castillo with some firepower there. Small in stature, but he's got some heat in that arm right there.
We reach our second technical timeout, and we'll have some more good tidbits coming from the sideline. We send it over to Nick.
Thanks so much, guys. And we are, right now, I'm looking at the stat sheet, not so much any insight from the team, but I am looking at some identical numbers. Both of these teams so far at 15-13 when I grabbed these, we're tied at 18 earned points apiece. Both teams looking like almost identical in the kill stats, with 6 contributed from Storm Fa'agata Tufuga, and 5 from George Mencia. Now, alternatively, on Team Freedom, Norman had gotten 8 so far, with Nugent contributing 4. So those 1-2 duos for both teams are definitely the powerhouses bringing that home. Norman also able to contribute 1 ace so far, and as we get close here in the second, it's going to be a race to see which team can continue their pressure here. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nick. Good information. Nice to have those numbers to look at and hear the tendencies as Norman goes back to serve. It's a 2-point lead at a crucial part of the match. Norman looks up to try to see where the lights are and then sends it too deep.
Team Freedom needs Joe to find that service rhythm, go on a little service run for himself, try to manufacture some points from him throughout this match.
And Nova Romero back to serve one more time, looking to tie it up. Nugent with the pass. They go back to Castillo, roll shot, crafty beach veteran move. Romero from the back row leaves it short. And Romero, he's walking off the court in frustration. He is
not
upset.
Happy. Not
upset
happy
at
with himself. Yeah, not happy with himself after that hitting error. Great opportunity.
And I look at Dirk and gives him the nod. You want that higher is what he said to him. Simple as that sometimes to make an adjustment.
Yep.
Castillo swings away off the tape. And that's too long as the attack here by Mencia, after a pretty good pass by Kai Duquem. Haven't said his name too much. He's just, if you're not saying the libero's name too much, usually they're doing their job.
Yeah, exactly. But Mencia's got to find the court. Those out-of-system plays that he gets set, he's having a hard time cleaning those ones up.
Castillo misses too long. So 18-16 is the score. And the ball back to Alex Shmelev. Line drive float, eats up Castillo, run down by Cunningham, and Nugent just sends it over. Can the Stingers capitalize? They do, off of the block, put away by Mencia.
On cue, Jorge Mencia coming back with a kill. 6'5", 6'6", opposite hitter out of Puerto Rico. Stingers need him like they used him in game number 1.
And that's too long. And the Stingers unable to put together back-to-back points, and the Freedom continuing to lead by 2. And you see Carlo Edra. There's Justin Beaumont, the owner, and one of the coaches talking to Castillo. And Zebra will serve. Out of the back row. Oh my gosh. Castillo nearly decapitated. Absolute power.
That ball sure looked like it was going out of bounds, but Castillo couldn't get out of the way fast enough.
And Romero just unloads. And a big smile from Castillo. Just happy to be alive. Castillo gets it back with the pass. They go to Nugent, and he tools the block.
Yeah, nice swing by Chris Nugent there.
Chris Nugent, the outside one on this squad, and he delivers in a timely fashion. Remains a 2-point game. Freedom the first to 20. And looks like a timeout is called here by the Stingers.
Interesting choice to take a timeout right there. Down by 2. Maybe a little gamesmanship here. But as they say, you don't get to take them to the next game, Iris, so you might as well use them while you got them, right?
Don't get to take them with you, and something you could take with you is some nice swag if you'll go to the NVA booth. So we do want to let you know, and we obviously have some great sponsors here this week, but the NVA booth, not a sponsor, it is a one-stop shop. If you are here in the arena and you are watching and just not down, or if you choose to come down tomorrow for our final day of action, the NVA, get some hot gear, support the National Volleyball Association as it continues to heat up here in the summer months. We both have our gear.
Yeah.
We look great on some of our fans out there as well.
And you can always check out NVAUSA.com for some limited edition team merchandise drops that are happening on the website there as well. Order it and get it shipped directly to your home, wherever that may be.
Get the merch, as that is sent over, nearly an ace. Can the Freedom capitalize? It won't matter as that hit the floor. Could not hear the whistle because it's so loud in here. But that was not collected cleanly off the floor, so that is an ace for Elias. And unable to freeze the server. And Elias gives Freedom a 3-point lead here. Another line drive serve. Duquesne with the pass. Storm, Cunningham falling out of bounds, saves it. They go to Nugent. Smaller approach. And Storm is blocked again. We actually have a new libero here. It's Chandler Baugh in the match, not Duquesne, as this is sent over. Baugh with the pass. That's rolled, covered well by Nugent. They go back row to Castillo. Longest rally of the match so far. Sent deep, Castillo waiting for it. Oh, Seifert! Oh, drops the hammer.
Love to see a big bomb out of the middle like that. Ends the rally quick. Nice pass in transition to give Matt Elias the opportunity to set a one-handed quick set to Matt Seifert, who just drops that bomb to win that rally.
That ball nearly carried over. Elias went up, was able to keep it with one hand right in the path of Seifert. If you're a middle hitter out there, that is your dream situation. Big time dig from Cunningham. Right side, Norman. Oh, but he gets rejected. Combo stuff there by Mencia and Metcalf to give the much needed side out. Here to the Stingers, still alive, down by 3.
Big block right there. The Stingers needed that. Keep them within striking distance now with Storm serving.
Storm, big powerful serve. It's going to be an ace.
Yeah, ball goes out of bounds. It's unreturnable. So another ace for Storm. Make sure everybody's okay on that far side of the court.
Nugent got his feet tangled up in some cabling underneath the table, as he did not take out our scoreboard. Almost did. Good effort by the Freedom to try to collect the ball and send it back onto their side for a free ball. But that one is left short by Storm, but the first serve by Storm, just so much velocity. My gosh, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, he is.
23-20. Freedom 2 away from evening this match at 1 set apiece. Nugent to serve. And Nugent misses again. He's had some struggles in the serving game, both yesterday and today. Probably the one area of his game that really just hasn't been very efficient. He's provided the blocks. He's been very good on serve reception, got the necessary kills, but his service, well, he's so many either foot faults, and now today, as he's trying to compensate, has hit it long. I think that's the 4th service error. We'll see Paul Clark into the match. We said his name earlier, the Southern Virginia University product. Small school exactly in Southern Virginia where you would expect it to be. On the outside, Castillo cross court. That is dug up by Romero. They go back to Romero. And I don't think it ever went over.
That was 4 contacts. Great dig by Romero. Good swing in transition. Ball just kind of rattled around there, and think that was called 4 contacts on the Stingers before they were able to get that ball over, as it inadvertently hit someone in the back and couldn't get it over on 3.
And we have set point. Matt Seifert try to end it here. Well, we've got to play at least one more. That's left short, 24-22. Stingers won the first set decisively, 25-18. They never trailed. Freedom trying to answer here. Castillo there for the pass. They go right side to Norman. Kept alive with one hand and sent over. Second chance for Freedom in the middle. Zebra off of the block. And game number 2 goes to Team Freedom as the local team, looking to stay unbeaten on the year, gets the result. They'll switch sides, 1 set apiece. And you talked about it, Matt. You called it. Go to the middles more often. Be more active. It's going to set everything else up. Seifert had himself an excellent second set.
Yeah, we were saying Seifert's name and Zebra quite a bit there in that second set. So nice to see that someone over on Team Freedom either heard me or is on the same page as far as what they need to do to kind of right the ship a little bit and even this match out. Now tied up at 1 game apiece, and effectively this turns into a best 2 out of 3 match, Ira. So we'll see what happens coming out of this technical switch, between sets 2 and 3, but great high-level volleyball so far. Absolutely.
Both these teams battle-tested yesterday. Freedom was able to prevail in 5 sets. Stingers lost a very close 5-setter against a valiant Las Vegas squad that, quite frankly, could have gone either way, and both matches yesterday could have gone either way. So not surprised to see Team Freedom bounce back here and make a match of it. Josh Castillo, what a second set he had as well. Didn't say his name very much in the first game outside of the passing game, but he has come alive and really become an offensive option.
Yeah, he's one of the better passers for Team Freedom. He's a little bit smaller on the offensive stature side of things when you got him standing next to 6'9" Matt Seifert, 6'10" Joe Norman. Castillo kind of around 6'2", 6'3", maybe first thing in the morning. But big jumper, live arm, great range, right? Great active role player, gets really fired up after some good plays. So he's a good teammate. And, you saw him make a nice contribution through set number 2 there.
Now you know how I feel at 6 foot sitting next to 6'7" Matt Prosser here. I feel like a tiny guy at the table. But Castillo, his beach game, you can see where it comes in. He doesn't hit these crafty line shots. He's looking for the weaknesses out on the floor. Does so in his serving game for sure. But he is hitting some crafty shots, roll shots, looking for or is somebody playing a little bit too deep? Can he tuck it over somebody's head? And it's really been a nice addition with Bez Arslani not getting the starting nod here.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Castillo's developed that kind of range that you would use on the beach for some of his offensive swings. The men's indoor game is so strong and powerful and fast, right? If you're able to kind of bring some different dynamics in with your arm control and how you're contacting the ball offensively, you can really place it well. It's going to make that touch a little bit more important and kind of create some extra point scoring for your squad.
Well, something to note is it's the final match of day number 2. We got 5 matches in front of you tomorrow. We're going to bring up tomorrow's schedule. Again, starting at 9 a.m., Tyrants against the Tornadoes. Then at 11:30, all these times, of course, are dependent on the match before that, not going 5, as the first today. 2 did today. But it'll be the Chicago Untouchables looking to go 3-0 on the weekend as they will take on Southern Exposure. 2 o'clock match will be the Stingers against the Red Hot Stunners. Man, they are playing well. They have completely turned their season around. Team Freedom will not play the matinee match. They will play against the Matadors at 4:30. That's going to be a very interesting one as we see Team Freedom. Well, how can they do against a Matador squad that has struggled here through the first 2 contests of the weekend? And then our primetime matchup will be the Las Vegas Ramblers against the LA Blaze in a West Coast matchup to close 15 matches here at Harrah's in Atlantic City.
Yeah, it's been a full slate of volleyball action over the last 2 days. Well, yesterday and today, 3 days, 15 matches. I don't even know how many sets of volleyball we've watched, but it's been quite exciting nonetheless. And another full day of action tomorrow, starting off at 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'm not even going to bother trying to count that high. Game number 3 set to go here at Harris, and Elias to serve for Team Freedom. And Castillo with the dig. They go to Norman for the power tip down the line. What a useful spot.
Nice touch by Joe there to kind of throw it down. Open hand throw down that he saw an opening there, and it falls right in front of Chandler Baugh, now the new libero for the Utah Stingers.
Yeah, Chandler Baugh, who came in there in the second set. He is out of Gilbert, Arizona, the BYU product, not surprisingly, but he did replace Kai Duquem, who is an Ohio State product, one of the few non-West Coast guys collegiately that was in that starting lineup. 2-0 Freedom, and we'll see if they can keep this going. That's one way to do it. Double block. Oh, Norman and Seifert.
Like to see that block, well-formed 6'9", 6'10" players for Team Freedom. We saw it earlier in this match. Nice to see it come back again as well. Blocking against Storm in that rotation as Matt Elias continues his service run. Boss struggling to pass that serve. Bit of a free ball coming here.
So Storm sends it over. Cunningham to Elias. They go to Nugent with the roll shot read well. Storm sends it deep. Castillo is waiting for it. They go to Norman, hits the antenna.
Norman's attack hitting the antenna there before hitting a Stinger blocker arm, so hitting error to Joe Norman there, unfortunately.
And I think that set from Elias to Nugent was a little bit short, which is what forced him to kind of change direction and try for a tip. They go outside to Norman. That's put in the air by Baugh. Storm swings away. Cunningham's there. Elias back set Nugent. Castillo ready for the rebound. And then in the middle, finished off with a big swing from Corey Metcalf.
Some aggressive swinging going on. Guys throwing some haymakers on their offensive plays here. Both sides getting some good controlled blocks and touches. Good back and forth action here, early set number 3.
So 3-2, Team Freedom in front, and the service error makes it a 4-2 lead. So it'll be Chris Nugent, and the product of Fair Lawn, New Jersey, Bergen County. A great area of this state for volleyball. Part of the state where volleyball high school programs, actually, as we have a timeout as Chandler Baugh is tying his shoe.
Also got our down ref there getting some clarification maybe on rotations.
I was going to say, volleyball in the state of New Jersey has not been around nearly as long as it has, and historically as it has been in the state of California. But it has really developed over the last, let's say, 20, 25 years. And North Jersey has always been a hotbed for it. But Central Jersey, my God, the 3 best teams in the state right now are all down here along the shore in the Monmouth County area. And so many collegiate players are now being produced in the state of New Jersey. And that wasn't the case a generation ago.
It's a testament to the growth of men's volleyball, boys volleyball throughout the country.
A lot of it is club program based. We've seen so many club programs, so many junior programs here this weekend, not only getting to play themselves and play at a high level, but also get to see the ball being hit at the highest level in the country right here.
Absolutely, yep. And here we go, back to action now.
Nugent swings away, this time a much better serve. He makes the necessary adjustment, but that is put away. Jorge Mencia splits the block.
Nice swing by Jorge Mencia, going up against a pretty big twin tower block there. Joe Norman and Matt Seifert. Mencia not afraid of it, swinging away, kind of maybe dropping his head a little bit.
There we see Nick England getting a good stretch in. Long day for him, he deserves it.
Slacker over there sitting down on the job.
Hey, even Nick gets a vacation day now and then. or at least a vacation hour. That's about all he gets. And we'll see Seifert serving. 2-point lead for the Freedom. It's going to come over on one. They go back to Castillo, swings away with authority. And Castillo has been oh so reliable in the last 2 sets. Sometimes the little guy is the one to get it done, and he certainly has.
Yes, he has.
And that's blocked back. They won't run that down. Zebra and Norman with the stuff. And I believe after taking a brief break, Nick England has an insightful report for us.
Well, I would love to say that I was stretching it out. Instead, what you were witnessing was me trying to do some math, and I've got some for you here. Both teams right now sitting at 23 kills apiece, but the only difference is where they're getting them. Right now, Team Freedom has scored 7 points in the middle to the Stingers 4, and on the outside pin, the Stingers are going 15 to Team Freedom's 12. So there's a 3-point difference that the Freedom has put into the middle compared to the Stingers on the pins. Definitely interesting to see how this dichotomy is working out, and if you see the capability of the players, no shock at all. I'm gonna go stretch it out, guys, so back to you.
Thanks to Nick for playing along, and
it's a mental stretch.
Hey, I mean, it's been a long day for everybody. It's been a long 2 days, but his ability to do the math way better than you or I right now, and we see a big smile from our man Nick England, and trying to see if the Stingers can rally. Can they change those numbers? Can they swing away more in the middle? They truly have used those pins. 8-5 lead. Talk about getting some offense from the pins as we get to our first tactical timeout. Castillo continues to come through, Matt.
Yeah, Castillo still, riding some good momentum. He's carried it over from game number 2. Team Freedom, the fortunate benefactors of Castillo's offense and his serving runs that he's gone on. His passing has definitely been upgraded since the beginning of this match. And him not playing very much last night, I think, is helping them out. He's got some fresh legs. His attacking lines are smart, and he's driving that ball deep into the court.
Obviously, 4 new players in the lineup, and this one for Team Freedom. I spoke with Carlo Edgeworth, the head coach there. You see his back turned in the black shirt, wearing the mask, and talked to him about the philosophy, and he's trying to get some of his guys some rest, knowing that this was going to be a long weekend, and that's why you see 4 new guys in the lineup. They do have a deep bench. There is a benefit to being the local team, a lot easier to travel. A lot of these other teams, there's 10 teams here. Not everybody was able to fly. Everybody, guys have other commitments, and this is not a full-time job. If you live locally, a lot easier to make that commitment to come down over Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely. Hometown tournament a little bit, hometown event for the weekend. Definitely advantage to Team Freedom.
And I was going to say, this is going to be a consistent stop on the tour. We'll be out here, I believe, once a year, probably around Memorial Day weekend every year. And, for those of you watching who want to be part of it but just already had plans booked for this year, we'll be back here again in the future, and we hope you could be part of it. After the technical timeout, Norman. Well, see with the ball in his hands if he's able to extend this 3-point lead. No, not here as he leaves it short. And the ball goes over to Jorge Mencia. 6'6", out of Puerto Rico. Castillo there for the reception. They go to Norman from the back row who puts it away.
Joe Norman, nice change up there after missing his jump serve to come right back and get a point from his offensive attacking out of the back row.
So Castillo, we've said his name a lot in the last set and a half. See what he can do. Good serve, better pass, and then Storm with the swing. Cunningham is there, and Castillo going to tip it deep but wide.
Just a bit off on that location, unfortunately, for Castillo.
And now a 2-point lead as Novo Romero trying to draw the Stingers a little bit closer. Still very early here in game number 3. 1 set apiece. And lands the ace right in front of Cunningham.
Nice serve by Romero there. A little stare down back to the libero.
Cunningham, first time he's been aced out of Cinnaminson, New Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia. He played his college volleyball at D3 Power Kean University. Kean University located right out of Newark. Trying to give everybody a visualization who may not know the Garden State. I'm going to rely on you and Nick for the California destinations.
I'm happy to help with that.
I mean, I've been out there plenty of times stuck on the 110, but you guys live that every day.
I try to avoid that freeway when I can.
Cunningham off the ceiling, saved by Nugent and sent over. Can the Stingers capitalize from the back row? And it gets the line. Nugent and Zebra with the block. And Annie Hong there for the call, looking right at it. Couldn't have asked for a better spot. And the Freedom needed that. Seifert will come back in. And we'll have Zebra, Mikhail Hoyt, back to serve. Drops in a little floater. Swinging from the back row and putting it away.
We hadn't called Mencia's name in a little while offensively there. He had kind of cooled off through set number 2. I think that's about his first kill maybe in set number 3.
There'll be Alex Shmelov to serve. Shmelov takes a deep breath, sends a line drive to Castillo. From the back row, Norman. Romero's there for the pass. Good setup by Storm. Oh, and from the back row, put away a Nova Romero.
Romero with the scoop and deliver, as we say, out there on the West Coast. Getting a nice dig and then transitioning out of the back row with an out-of-system set coming from, I believe that was Storm who gets the assist.
It is, and Storm and Romero both connecting so well there. This is run down by Elias. They go to Norman, off the high hands. Nobody knows where it is as it falls in. That is such a frustrating feeling.
My view was blocked there a little bit by our up ref, but Leo Durkin definitely frustrated with himself for not playing that ball. Bit of a lost opportunity there for the Stingers.
Durkin didn't know where it is. Nobody knew where it was as he hit high off the fingertips. That's off the fingertips as well. From the right side, blocked down. It's going to fall out of bounds. Double block as we see the Penn State combo again of Seifert and Nugent.
Blocking has really been elevated here for Team Freedom throughout this set.
Been a big part of the fact that Team Freedom finds itself in front 12-10 in a tied match. Durkin goes to Storm, pokes it, but Nugent's waiting for it. They go back to Norman, and he is blocked as Storm and Metcalf return the favor.
Storm hanging in the air and then diving into the angle. Kind of a show line block angle move by Storm on Joe Norman. Well-timed block there for the Stingers.
Storm hanging in the air like a rain cloud over Atlantic City, which is what we've dealt with the last couple days.
You're absolutely right.
Raining on the parade of Team Freedom. It's now a 1-point game. Durkin with the dig. This is going to be right at the net, blocked back. However, Romero's waiting for it. They go back to Storm. And I believe, is it a net violation? What is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a net violation on Team Freedom during that 3-man block. Not too sure which player exactly it was, but net violation there. Point going over to Utah.
And that evens it at 12 apiece. Off of the tape, Cunningham eating up. Nugent goes to Norman, down the line.
Nice swing by Joe Norman there. Give credit to Nugent on that set from all the way across the court. Joe Norman got his feet there going high down the line, nearly took off Leo Durkin's head.
At this level, everybody has to have hands for those trouble situations, and Nugent showing his capabilities as he goes back to serve, serves it deep into the corner, falls in for the ace. And Chris Nugent, who had his serving issues early on, has it figured out and lands the winner to put Freedom back up by 2 as we get towards the midway point here in game number 3. Can Nugent do it again? Leaves it short that time, but gets the big point when Freedom needed it. Storm, he'll serve. These guys standing right on the edge of this sport court, using every bit of space they have in front of them. Big serve. Right side, Castillo plants it.
Wow. Some force right there. Castillo's feeling it, giving it a little Black Mamba look on that face.
And now he cracks a smile, just as you say it. And, some good options there, for Carlo Edra, the head coach of Freedom. Do you go with Castillo? Do you go with Arslani? It looked like he made the right choice in this situation as Castillo continues to play great as that is put away by the Stingers. Big time swing by Storm.
Just flying out of the back row with some absolute force, crushing that ball in the big attack.
15-14 is your score. As we will have a substitution, and we'll see Paul Clark, the former first team All-American in 2019 at the Division III Southern Virginia. He'll come in to serve. Chance to tie it up. Off the tape, Zebra's waiting for it. They go right side, Castillo.
Oh, got him.
And he gets caught on the way down after the solo block from Mencia.
Mencia making a nice block, closing it down, blocking it right back into Castillo's knee, hitting him on the way out of bounds, but is a block, and Stingers now just down by 1.
Castillo couldn't get out of the way in time. Clark, Cunningham with the pass. In the middle, Zebra leaves it short. And now it is the Stingers to 16 first as we hit our second technical timeout. So 16-15, we've seen a really topsy-turvy third set. Matt, what's working right now for the Stingers that you'd like to see them continue?
Well, obviously Storm has contributed nicely. His passing and then hitting out of the back row. He's got a couple of nice blocks on Joe Norman. So, look to Storm to continue to cause some problems for Team Freedom and resulting in some points for the Stingers there. Leo Durkin's doing a nice job running his offense. Jorge Mencia kind of fell asleep, fell off a little bit there in that second set, but he's coming back. Inovo Romero has still continued to be a huge contributor, and not a ton of offensive action out of the Stinger middles. Metcalf and Shmelev, but all around good contributions and obviously nice defense as well from the Stingers.
Well, they are utilizing their pins from every spot in the court, and you talk about that back row attack. It has been so crucial to Utah here today, and Las Vegas really the other squad that relies on that big attack.
It's an important key aspect now these days in the sport, and to really have a well-oiled big attack can pay huge dividends for you.
Can you talk about just why that's so important to the game for those fans who aren't familiar? Obviously you've seen so many players able to hit so well out of the back row, but why is that such important for team success?
Well, it's just go to the evolution of the game. You see it at the international level. I believe Brazil and the really well-known player Jiba kind of formulated and created that big attack along with Dante during some of their highly successful Olympic runs as a national team, and that's just sort of filtered down. Unfortunately, Zebra misses that overpass attack, but to get back to the big concept, it's really just kind of filtered down from international levels into the United States college level, and it really brings that back row middle outside hitter back into the offense when it, traditionally used to be like a pipe, which was a slower, higher set. Really relying on the tempo and the speed of volleyball now. You have to have a big attack.
Zebra 2 times in a row can't come through. First on the free ball, misses a gift, and then he stuffed in the middle. Couple players involved, but mostly Alex Shmelev. And that a potential turning point here as the Stingers in a 16-16 game have scored 2 in a row. Is there an answer from Freedom? They go to Norman down the line. And Baugh with the pass tipped over, but wide by Shmelev. And it goes back to Freedom after Castillo will go back to serve. We'll have a sideline report in just a minute from Nick England. Let's see the serve from Castillo first. Try to tie it up. And that's just sent over by Storm. So Norman with the pass. They go outside. Nugent ties it with the winner. And now that we're even at 18-18, words of wisdom coming from Nick England.
Sometimes we like to drop big knowledge bombs, let you know the big strategies, but right now the Utah Stingers, they kept it very simple. We heard Paul Clark come in, fired up that they got to 16 first, and Alex Shmelev following it up and said, "We play it now, boys. The energy is here," and Stingers look to close this one out. Back to you guys.
Oh, that big swing there will help him close it out as Kill regains a 19-18 lead for this Utah side. And we'll see the Cuban Novo Romero. What can he do with the ball behind the service line? 19-18 your score. That's going to come over on one. Can they run something? Durkin sends it down. Covered by Freedom. Norman from the back row. That's handled by Mencia. Storm! Oh, Cunningham finds an answer. Castillo with the roll shot. Oh, what a great rally so far. Tipped over on one. Zebra, Elias, both there. Who got the net? And it was Elias.
Yeah, nice rally, both sides there. Great defense, good swings in transition. Unfortunately, Matt Elias just kind of getting his hand stuck up in the net on that setter dump play. Giving his Stingers a 2-point lead now, first team to 20.
And Freedom will call a timeout here, down by 2. And we see Nick England's going to go over to take a listen in on this timeout. We'll have a report from him pretty soon. And just to set this one up between the third and fourth sets, Nick will have the interview with Justin Beaumont, the owner of Team Freedom and such an influential owner here in the league. Justin Beaumont's run a very successful club here in the state of New Jersey for a long time, and obviously for the NVA to have long-term success, you got to have strong clubs, strong owners around the country. Justin, one of many great owners we have here in the NVA. We'll talk to him. Nick
Should
will.
Be a very interesting interview between sets 3 and 4.
And Justin actually worked for me when he was an undergraduate student at NJCU. Gosh, 15 years ago.
Wow.
So him and I have known each other for a long time. I was his boss at one point, and now he is the boss as the owner of the Freedom. So a 2-point lead here after the timeout. And we'll see if the Stingers can keep it going. Romero, the big swing. They go to Nugent, had to have a stutter step attack. And that's put straight down on the joust there by Shmelev. And the middles are starting to come through a little bit more now for the Stingers at crunch time.
Yeah, offensively they're still kind of stagnant, but defensively they're making some clutch blocks, some well-timed awareness of the overpass, and when they can be a little bit more aggressive taking care of that garbage too.
Will Freedom have an answer? That'll help us. That not only goes long, it nails our line judge on the way out. She tried to duck and got clipped in the back. Gets a nice laugh.
Right, little smile over there. She's probably going to hear about that one later from her colleagues.
Zebra Sends the floater over. That is blocked back by Schmeller, but he covers his own miss. Storm. Castillo's there. Bumped up by Zebra and sent over by Nugent with a little bit of a knuckler. Storm again. This one will fall in.
Oh.
No. What a run-down play. But it is all for naught as Castillo, Norman both got touches, but just not enough to send it over. And now, as Shmelov drops back to serve, Stingers find themselves a little bit more comfortably in front. Good pass by Nugent. In the middle, it's left short by Seifert. They go back, this time to Nugent. Off the hands for the kill. Good job by Seifert to stay with it to at least keep the play alive as the set in the middle was a little bit low. And 22-20, it'll be the setter, Matthew Elias out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania, serving. Free ball opportunity. Nugent got hands on it. He thought there was interference. Look to the officials.
Everyone's confused, but Leo Durkin's a front row setter, so that was a totally legal play. And Team Freedom's asking for a back row blocker, but Leo Durkin, front row setter, so totally legal.
And it looked like Freedom got frustrated before the play ended. Certainly influenced the outcome of that one. Durkin will serve. They go outside, and missing wide was Joe Norman, and it's set point here for the Stingers as they are trying to take a 2-1 lead in the match. Durkin serves. Nugent gets blocked. Castillo saves it with one hand. Off the ceiling, Nugent sends it over. Chance for the Stingers to end it here, and they do. As Jorge Mencia with the winner. And a late run by Utah. The Stingers, well, they were able to put together 5 of the last 7 points to take the set, 25-20.
Seesaw battle, back and forth. Stingers take a commanding lead in sets, now 2-1. As we get Nick England getting close to his in-match interview here.
Justin Beaumont wearing the fancy shirt, walks over, and we'll send it over to Nick England. He'll have a conversation with Justin Beaumont, owner of Freedom.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. I'm here with owner Justin Beaumont. Justin, this is a tough match to prepare for. You guys had a tough opening set. What was the mentality like as you guys were looking to make those adjustments going into the second set and make a change for the team?
This is a good team, man. They're so cohesive. They're tough to play. They try to keep the energy low on purpose. They know we're a high-energy team. So we're just trying to get the guys to be all in on that energy. And you know, going into this fourth set, I really want to see that happen. And I also think if we can try to rattle them a little, get them off the net, our blocking can really serve us well. We're just not doing that from the service line yet, so I think we're going to get that going on this fourth set.
Absolutely, and that was a bit of my second point was I was curious. Obviously, that was a knockdown, drag-out fight, and it was going to go either way up until the very end. What's your approach as a coach, as the owner, and also as a former player? What do you want your guys' mentality to be to get them dialed back in here?
Trust what we've been doing. You know, trust it, be all in on it. I know we can get it done. They know we can get it done. We just got to do what we do. You know, be who we are and trust that. And then if it doesn't work, we'll go back to the drawing board.
Hey, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of confidence from the hometown hero playing in Atlantic City in front of their home crowd. They're sure to deliver a great time every time. Back to you guys. Thanks so much, Justin.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Justin, as we get set for game number 4. But first, it's a little serving action. Love watching this as the fans get involved, try to win some of that NVA swag that you could also pick up right here at the NVA booth if you are not successful in the contest. And only, well, 4 people can win. But you can get some of your own gear just by stopping by or going online to the NVA website and finding something in your size, in your climate. Obviously, what we wear here in Jersey may be a little different than you guys wear out in Cali where it's never fit.
Sweatshirts, t-shirts, whatever you need. But let's talk about what Team Freedom needs to do right now going into set number 4, Ira.
The question is, do they make a change? Zebra's drawn a little bit cold in the middle. Do they go to Doug Zema? Do they make a change in the middle? Or is there another change? Or would you like them to stay with the status quo right now and see if they can work with this lineup and fight through it?
Well, I think they've proven that the lineup that they've been using all night has worked, right? Other than, I believe, set number 2, right? So, these teams are pretty even. We've seen that throughout the day. So I'm not surprised that it's gone back and forth games to each other. However, I don't think they need to really make any personnel changes. I think they need to activate their middles offensively a little bit more, Matt Elias, but the passing kind of broke down in that game, thinking about the service runs that the Stingers win on that sort of negated their middle attacks from Team Freedom.
Meanwhile, the Stingers found their first real adversity in this match. They won set 1 as easily as you're going to see any team win a set here this weekend. But you knew that wasn't going to stay that way. The Freedom were not going to be dominated all night. Came back once the second set, and the Stingers here in the third found themselves behind midway, got a useful timeout, used the technical timeouts to their advantage as well to kind of settle things down, and from there were just consistent. It wasn't just Storm. They were getting Schmelov involved. Durkin continues to control the offense and does a great job of getting everybody involved with that distribution.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a well-rounded offensive game for the Utah Stingers in set number 3, so expect the same from them going into set 4 with the opportunity to possibly finish up this match in 4 games. But as we've seen before, Team Freedom could respond nicely coming out of the gates. We'll see how they can answer that set loss coming into set number 4.
Well, every match today has gone at least 4. Will this one go 5? Will we have a nice 5-setter to cap a great day of volleyball? It's been a lot of fun to be a part of. It's a long day of volleyball, but my, oh my, what a privilege to be a part of this. We're hoping those of you watching this around the country and around the world are enjoying what you are seeing, and these fantastic players certainly leaving it all out on the court as we see the New Jersey-based Team Freedom. Their fans are on hand. And what about a shout-out right now? We've got to give a shout-out to the scorers table and everybody who's worked hard to make this event so successful. JBJ Events continues to put on great volleyball efforts here in Atlantic City.
Yeah, and let's give a quick shout-out to our ball sponsor, Mikasa. Volleyball's right. Couldn't be here without them. Thank you, Mikasa, for your support of the NVA, providing volleyballs and ball carts for every practice, match, and event through the 2021 season.
See the fans still hanging around. It's dinner time for some coming up. You never know what time it truly is inside of a casino unless you look at your watch. And everybody enjoying this one is Storm. Oh, what a way to start for the Stingers as he puts it away. Gets a high five from everybody there in the front row. Metcalf and Mencia. And we'll see Durkin to serve.
A little bit of good luck there as that dig ran right into Leo Durkin's hands, and he gave Storm a nice set in transition.
Metcalf couldn't put that away. They go back to Storm. Storm is stuffed. Solo stuffed by Durkin. A correction by Elias. Elias went up. It looked as if Storm was not able to take a full approach. And didn't get the height.
A little frustrated there by Corey Metcalf not taking care of that overpass on the first attempt.
They go back this time to Mencia, who delivers.
Well, hold on a second now. We have a touch call and I believe a net violation.
Yeah, so the net violation occurred before the touch, which is why the call was made. So, the Storm will drop back to serve. I think he's been the most valuable player so far for the Stingers if they hold on to this one. Free ball opportunity, and that is a gift for Inoval Romero. Did he get the net? Oh, what a missed opportunity. He absolutely put that through the floor, but he couldn't stay off of the nylon. And we are even at 2-all. Chris Nugent to serve.
No foot fault.
Nugent, I thought he had a foot fault there. Kept alive by ball to libero. Can Freedom capitalize? Castillo, free ball opportunity after the dig by Ball. In the middle, second opportunity for Seifert. He delivers.
Wow, Matt Seifert, 6'9", middle blocker, got a cannon for an arm. He just hits the ball at a different velocity than some of these other middles in this league.
He's got a whip of an arm as he puts that away. And see if Chris Nugent can give the Freedom a little bit of a run here. Serves it deep to Storm this time. In the middle, that comes back. Another chance here for the Stingers. Storm from the back row, dug up by Cunningham. They go to Castillo, and he puts it away as he splits Storm and Baugh.
Give some credit to Cunningham getting a nice dig on that one as he was falling down, had both knees on the floor, was able to get a good scoop, and then a nice transition kill there by Team Freedom.
Can we give some credit to Cunningham's stash? He's got some serious stash action. Good serve by Nugent. They go back on the right side here. One more time swinging away. And that's 2 times in a row that Mencia gets blocked. So they go to the outside and the same result, but this time it's put down. Oh, Seifert and Norman so excited.
As is the bench over there for Team Freedom, trying to employ the crowd to get a little bit invested as well emotionally and celebrating some success for the local squad.
The big block gives Freedom a 5-2 lead. Nugent continues to serve with success. Durkin has to run this one down and put away. Oh, big swing by Romero.
Romero says not yet. That was a strong attack against a 3-man block, finding a clean alley to hit through for the kill.
That is a confident man right there to be able to swing with 3 hands, 3 sets of hands, 6 hands total if you do the math, in your face. In the middle, Seifert running it down was the setter Durkin. Cunningham digs that one. They go back to Castillo, cross court, and he gets it.
Right now, everything favoring Team Freedom to start set number 4 here with a 3-point lead. Stingers searching out the answers here.
And this time it'll be Seifert to serve. As they set up the screen, Seifert, line drive deep, having trouble with it was Ball. They send it to Romero, blocked back. They keep it off the net, but it was out of bounds. So the block goes to the triple team combination there of Norman, Elias, and I think Zebra was in on the action as well. As they wipe up the perspiration on the court, they reset the antenna, which got dislodged. There you see Justin Beaumont, not only a team owner, he's very handy with the towel.
Jack of all trades.
Hey, listen, any owner that's willing to get their hands dirty, more credit to him. And it's a 7-3 lead. Seifert takes a little bit off that free ball opportunity, and that is put down. As Castillo with the winner, an 8-3 lead. We reach our first technical timeout, and Freedom certainly finding an answer here in game 4.
Great start to this set here. Team Freedom facing a possible loss, but responding nicely. A 5-point lead here in early action. Seeing some good activation. We talked about it between the sets, getting Matt Seifert involved offensively. Here you see Coach Daniel over there for the Stingers, really kind of trying to figure out some kind of strategy there with, let's see, Chandler Baugh from the liberos, what's he seeing from the serve reception side, and offensively what they need to run to try to counteract and sort of make up this 5-point deficit the Stingers find themselves in here. Even though they're winning this match in set count, they're down by 5 currently.
Stingers with wins on the year pretty convincingly over the Tornadoes, the Matadors, and the Tyrants, obviously losing yesterday in 5 to Las Vegas. And they're trying to knock the lone remaining unbeaten from the ranks of the unbeaten. And seeing if they can match Vegas with a 4-1 record. After the timeout, Seifert continues to serve. He goes deep, picking on Baugh. Right side blocked back, but it's out of play. And Tool in the block, Mencia with the winner for the much-needed side out.
Mencia loves to look back at the blocker after he's hit the ball off the block and out of bounds. I'm not sure what he's looking at him for, trying to maybe figure out who blocked it out of bounds or who's he's going to serve to next.
They go to Castillo, and the block by Durkin and Shmelev. Back to back.
Shmelev taking away the cross court there. This little move he picked up down at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix.
Grand Canyon has emerged as a very strong volleyball power, and really in just the last decade. Norman swings away, dig by Storm in the back row, and just sent over by Durkin to extend the play. They go to Castillo. Oh, he drops the hammer. And we're going to send it over to Nick England with another sideline report.
Thanks, guys, so much. During the third, fourth set, talk I had there with coach and owner Justin Beaumont, he talked about the importance of improving the blocking, and if they were able to shore that up, they were going to be able to find some success. Early on in the game, we see back-to-back huge blocks from the middle duo of Zebra and Seifert. Getting those kind of points brought them in on the technical timeout in a lead. During that timeout, Coach Andra said, boys, we keep chirping on the bench, we get in their head and make them want to swing. Our blocking is where we want it right now. Let's take advantage. Back to you guys.
Oh, good insight there, and a big reason why Freedom's been able to find a way back here in the fourth set is that blocking ability. The lead, however, has been cut to 3 after that kill. Gives a side out, and serving will be Nova Romero, and Josh Castillo tried to run that one down, but it would have taken out the official. That's going to come over on 1 after the tough serve. They go to the middle to Shmelev. Nugent's there for the dig. Castillo with the tip, and it's going to fall in. Miscommunication there between Shmelev coming off of the net and Mencia, who was trying to cover him.
Unfortunate there by the Stingers. Shmelev reaching back, which as a blocker you should never do. Mencia possibly not speaking quite loud enough for Shmelev to hear that he was there to pick up that tip.
That was a hard lesson for me to teach my son, who played middle this year on his varsity team for the first time, and he instinctively wanted to reach back for those digs after he got the touch, and his coaches yelled, no, don't do that, and quickly got out of that habit, thank God.
I remember those days.
10-7 is your score. Shmelev with the serve. Norman gets the touch for the winner.
Jordan Norman continuing to take out the garbage as we've been talking about throughout this match as the opposite player. You know, not a lot of in-system attack opportunities for him, more of the out-of-system transitional periods, but still being quite effective.
Always finds a way to come through in big moments. Trying to run this one down is Elias and couldn't do so. And I believe our statisticians, Kenzie and Kenny, lucked out there, were not taken out, as we see them smiling in the blue shirts. Elias tried to chase that one down. It's now a 3-point game. In the middle, Seifert, chalk it up. Man, when they get Seifert involved, he is an unstoppable force.
Yeah, the Stingers don't really have an answer for Matt Seifert right now, offensively speaking. He's making some strong contributions out of the middle here.
As a former middle yourself, how much do you appreciate a good one ball there? As that is put straight down, triple block of Nugent, Seifert, and Norman.
Yeah, nicely timed and well-formed 3-man block there as well. So to answer your question, Ira, I mean, as a former middle blocker myself, I'm glad I don't have to play against Matt Seifert, but it's definitely a joy to watch him play. Highly athletic, 6'10", like we've been talking about. Really can't say enough good things about how much he plays, how well he plays here for Team Freedom in the NVAs. Lucky to have him on board.
And Seifert, of course, former Penn State product, has had some success overseas, and obviously a big part of this NVA launch in the last few years. You need those great collegiate players to stay here, stay domestic, and allow this sport to thrive here in the United States. It is certainly doing here in Atlantic City. We are live at Harrah's. Ira Thor alongside the former Long Beach State standout, Matt Prosper. And I was looking up a lot on your career because it's the first time you and I have worked together. You played many years on the beach. What was, on your time during the AVP tour and before the AVP obviously ran into financial difficulties, was your most memorable memory?
Oh, man, it's hard to pick just one, but I'd have to say playing in the finals of the 2010 Hermosa Beach AVP event. It was my first and only finals appearance, playing with John Mayer, now the head coach of the LMU Beach program. We were the 13 seed in that event.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we did meet up with some guys named Phil Dalhouser and Todd Rogers.
Never
Perhaps
heard of
you've
them.
heard of them. They did handle us quite nicely, but I live in Hermosa Beach, so that was a very special moment for me in my volleyball career.
As Storm answers after the Freedom were able to chalk up a point, 14-9 is your score. That must have been a tremendous moment to be able to do that in your hometown of Hermosa Beach, and great area, beautiful community to live in, and we're happy you could join us here in Atlantic City on the other coast for a couple of days.
Happy to be here.
And that's put away by Nugent as Team Freedom begins to pull away here. Now up by 6, their largest lead of this fourth set, a set they have to win to extend the match. And Nugent, he's going to serve, but first we're going to have a change at setter. Durkin's been consistent, but they're going to look for a different look, and they'll bring in another California Beach guy in Hamilton Day, 6'2" setter, also formerly at BYU out of Newport Beach, Cali. Ball with the reception to go outside and immediately paying dividends as Romero puts it away.
Yeah, possibly just getting maybe Leo Durkin a little breather here. Finding themselves down by 5. Give it a little different look, to see if they can generate some points. They could possibly be facing a Game 5 here shortly.
Corey Metcalf with the serve. They go right side to Norman, and he gets the touch for the kill. You having fun yet? These teams are, as we go to our second technical timeout. We might be looking at a 5-setter. If Team Freedom can keep it going, they lead by 6.
Ira, at this point, why not? Why not go 5? Do it for the fans. Do it for the fans. We're all here. And, throughout the day, we've seen several 5-game matches. It's, top of the line. So we saw it last night in the primetime game. Why not go 5 tonight, too?
See, midway through the day, I was hoping we'd only go 3 or 4 so we could try to at least stay on schedule a little bit. But once you get to the final match of the day, like you said, why not give the fans something to feast on?
Absolutely. And it just makes for that much more of an exciting environment here in the National Volleyball Association, seeing these teams battle out another 5-game match through day 2 of event number 2 for our 2021 season.
Well, as we get set here to see Team Freedom come out, we're going to look at tomorrow's schedule one more time there on the left side of your screen. And it all gets started at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. It'll take some diehard volleyball fans to get up at 6 a.m. on the West Coast on a Sunday during Memorial Day weekend. But
fortunately, if you can't catch it live, these games are being archived on YouTube, so you can watch all of them, after the fact. If you can't get up that early in the morning on a Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, which I understand if you can't.
I fully would listen, I love volleyball with all my heart. It takes a lot to get me out of bed 6 o'clock in the morning on a work day, let alone on a Sunday, when I know that I can go back and watch it if I lived on the West Coast on Archive. But if you're going to be awake, grab yourself a nice cup of coffee. Some great action. It'll be the first of 5 matches to close out. It's an awesome weekend here at Harrah's in Atlantic City, New Jersey, in our second event of the year. Again, the next event will be the weekend of the 11th, 12th, and 13th. That'll be back on the West Coast. Want to tell us a little bit about that event back in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, that'll be in San Bernardino once again, same location as the first event, right, that we did back in, I believe it was April. So 10 teams there again, another 15 matches over 3 days. It'll be that third weekend of the round robin, finishing off sort of the regular season as teams really prepare to go into that fourth and final event, which will be in July. Also in Southern California, to really see who's going to come out of 2021 as the season champion here for the NVA. So should be some very good high-level action. We'll have every match, live streamed like we're doing here. If you're in Southern California, come out to the event. There'll be some great viewing opportunities. Get up close and personal with the players. Take some good fan photos. Post it to your social media. Follow along, NVAUSA.com, NVAUSA on Instagram, Twitter. We're on every platform there. Feel free to chime in. And, again, if you can, attend in person. Check out this high-level professional men's volleyball for your own eyes and see what we got going on here.
And make sure you tag those platforms on your social media if you share those photos. Back to live action. Shmelov gets involved as Freedom couldn't keep that one in play. 16-11. So, 5-point deficit here, and it'll be Jorge Mencia. He'll drop back to serve. Man, what a fun match, not only to watch, but a privilege for us to have these headsets on and bring this to all the fans around the country as Mencia serves at Castillo. Serves, Castillo will swing away. Mencia, are they going to signify a net violation? Yes, it was. Mencia did a great job of running it down, but a net violation on Alex Shmelov, who he disagrees, but the down official, don't have the officials' names with me, unfortunately, but they are having that conversation.
And it's always hard to tell who exactly netted when we don't see it during the play. We're not seeing any signals of jersey numbers or anything, but nonetheless, here's Joe Norman with his jump serve.
That toss by Norman was well onto the court, so even at 6'10", a little bit too far out in front.
A bit overly aggressive with that toss. Now we see Inovo Romero preparing the jump serve for the Stingers, finding themselves down by 5. Still within striking distance, but have some work left to do, and that's certainly going to help the cause. Another ace for Inovo Romero.
And Romero trying to bring the Stingers back in this one, now a 4-point set. They have faced adversity, both teams have in this one, and we'll see if, maybe Utah has a run in it to prevent going to 5. That won't help as that sails into the crowd, which continues to fill in a little bit more and more as this match goes along. I think people are starting to learn, hey, this one might be one you want to see if you are tuning in live, or if you're filtering around the casino, maybe watching on your phone. Come on down, plenty of good seats. Standing room available for you at this point. They go outside the Storm, down the line, dug up by Norman, and swinging away was Nugent to get the kill.
Much needed kill there by Chris Nugent as we see this capacity crowd, everyone enjoying some high-level volleyball, high-level professional men's volleyball here.
And it is men's volleyball, but something historical I want to point out. We have an all-female officiating crew, all 4 of our officials doing a great job here tonight. Castillo with the dig to run it down, and they send it over to extend the play. They go back outside, Storm off the hands of Zebra. Team Freedom, they set up Norman, block back, Zebra collects it off the net. This time it's Nugent, too long. But Nick England provided that very useful historical note right there that we wanted to make sure we shared with our audience and all female officiating crew in this huge event here in Jersey. In the middle, Zebra, oh, he gets the roll.
Bit of a fortunate bounce there for Team Freedom as it ricochets off the block and finds the floor past the Stinger setter.
Alex Schmel's got to be really frustrated there as Elias saved it with one hand. He thought he had a solo block staring right at him, and Zebra with the friendly home court bounce off the top of the tape, and he will serve. They go to Storm on the outside, and he misses long. And the lead back to 7 as Freedom begins to pull away.
Getting closer for the opportunity to force a fifth set. You see a timeout called by the Utah Stingers here. Take a breather, create some kind of a strategy on the serve-receive here, what they want to do after this timeout. Storm just missing that attack wide on his hit.
Wow, he's been so consistent throughout, so you're going to miss a few of these when you're being aggressive as one of your lead pin hitters in this match. Hamilton Day coming in at setter for Leo Durkin. And for a little bit there, the Stingers were able to draw closer, but not enough. Team Freedom is starting to really find its way here late in the fourth set.
Yeah, and as expected, again, we've talked about it. It's been a back-and-forth battle. Both teams winning, alternating, haymaker after haymaker, stumbles, right? But each team keeps getting back up, and they keep fighting, and that's what we're going to see here. 7-point lead now for Team Freedom, being down 1-2. Got to win this set if they want a chance to win the match in 5. You see some fans here enjoying themselves.
Matt Seifert just walked over and took a bite out of the net.
I can understand he's hungry, so.
That would be, well, that's very symbolic right there. Hungry to force a fifth set. That is an ace! Oh, Zebra drops it in! He caught the Stingers napping coming out of the timeout. That was well coached there by Carlo Edra. And we'll see Zebra serving away, 3 points away from victory here in the set. They go after ball. And missing wide was Corey Metcalf. 23-14. And we talked about the fact that Utah outplayed the Freedom 25-18 in game 1. Look at the score right now. Freedom pulling away 23-14. They go right side off the hands of getting the side out, Mencia. So we'll see Hamilton Day serving 23-15. Nugent with the pass. They go to Nugent. Oh, what an angle.
Well, that nearly took Storm's head off right there.
Superhuman there by Chris Nugent, and it's set point. That's why he's one of the greatest players to ever come out of the state of New Jersey. And Elias serves for the set. They go right side. It is over Storm's head, and he cannot save it. And Team Freedom with a blowout here in game number 4. They win 25-15. And for the second night in a row, both of these teams will see a fifth set.
Well, the fans wanted it. We asked for it. Ira, we're getting a fifth set. Tiebreaker between these two teams. It's been seesawing back and forth. Obviously, we are well aware that the fifth game will always be to 15 points. There will be a side switch at 8. First one to 15 or win by 2 if necessary, if we're able to get even extra volleyball, possibly.
Such major implications on the line right now. This one set could determine who that number 1 overall seed is when we get to July. So much on the line. If you're Utah being completely outplayed in that fourth set, what do you want to see here in the last one?
Well, I expect to see Leo Durkin come back in, for sure. Offensively speaking, we're going to need to see Storm. Well, let's just all be honest. We'll need to see every player contribute offensively. Storm, Inoval Romero, Mencia, he's cooled off since game number 1. But the middle blockers, Shmelev and Metcalf, everyone's going to need to contribute and contribute from the very first serve of game number 5. On the other side, Team Freedom, they've got the momentum. Chris Nugent has really come on strong as this match has progressed. Joe Norman, obviously. But again, Matt Seifert being a bit of the difference maker here throughout this match offensively out of the middle for Team Freedom. Matt Elias running a great offense. Look for him to continue streaking Matt Seifert out of the middle throughout. And then again, the libero, Cunningham for Team Freedom, has been a rock defensively, scooping balls, passing perfectly, putting up a great defensive purpose back there in the back row, almost as if he's a backboard for the Stingers offense and getting everything up. And again, Castillo coming in strong, playing in place of the hurt Chris Vaughn, passing well offensively speaking, doing a great job and really contributing nicely from the inline as well. So a lot of storylines right now, Ira. There's a fifth set game here getting ready to go. Final lineups are being turned in, strategies being generated.
There you see the schedule for tomorrow again, 9 a.m. Tyrants and Tornadoes. That's the all-Texas matchup right there, right?
Yeah, sure is.
That's 8 a.m. Central Time, so that's not early enough. So grab a cup of coffee and see some great volleyball out of the Lone Star State. 11:30 a.m.
All those Texas fans Sunday morning bacon and coffee. Some volleyball from Atlantic City, too.
No brisket? Got to have some brisket. Never too early in the morning for brisket out of Texas. I love it. You got the Untouchables and Southern Exposure at 11:30 a.m. 2 o'clock, it'll be these Stingers against the Red Hot Stunners, a team that you better be paying attention to if you're not already. Then the Matadors against Team Freedom. Team Freedom hoping to get out of this one at 5-0 on the season. LA Blaze, Vegas Ramblers. We'll see if our colleague Nick England is able to still have a voice by the time he coaches the final match of the weekend.
There's a reason he's doing the sideline reporting in this match.
We got to preserve him.
Yes, he does. Man of many talents and responsibilities here.
Fifth set coming up, and you start hearing the Let's Go Freedom chants ringing through Harris. How much does the home crowd factor in this short fifth set? Freedom stays with the lineup on the floor.
And
there's the man of a million hats.
Close-up strategy session with Ramblers player Ryan Schickling. As this game gets underway, Matt Elias will get us started.
Elias with the serve to Storm. They go back row to Storm. You talked about needing him to get more involved. Nugent swings away.
No touch.
And he gets the touch.
Oh, he does get the touch. It's an overrule from our up ref. She saw it right in front of her.
And 1-0 Freedom on top. Man, they have been just on fire since the first 10 points of game number 4. Can Freedom continue it? They go deep, but too deep. Looking for that back corner and missed by 3 feet. So, even at 1 set apiece. And Leo Durkin is back in, by the way, at setter, as you so correctly predicted. And it'll be Inoval Romero serving. Short.
Hard serve by Romero there, but I'd like to see him get that first serve of a fifth set game into the court since it is a shorter game. Here's Leo Durkin setting up his offense. Chandler Boss, Storm, and Romero taking over the passing duties from this Chris Nugent serve.
Chris Nugent nearly a tie up there in the back row. Blocked back! Oh, look at the celebration as Seifert and Castillo nearly a foot difference, but they both get the rejection for a 3-1 lead, and the crowd is buying in.
Well timed block by those two guys. Mencia didn't have any line to hit on that one, so nice stuff down by those guys.
Nugent too deep. 3-2. See who gets to 8 first here in the 5th. And it will be the Russian Alex Shmelev. Takes a deep breath as he lets go the serve too deep.
That's 2 straight errors, service errors by the Utah Stingers here to start this game. Not what Coach Daniel likes to see from his squad.
So here is Matt Seifert. They'll go out to Storm down the line. I think he missed wide.
He did. No
Wow.
touch indicated. Unfortunate errors being plaguing the side of the Stingers right now. 2 missed serves, a hitting error, and timely block by Matt Seifert.
Nice to see Chris Vaughn there on the bench, injured yesterday. That doesn't keep him from getting excited with his foot up and wrapped on the sideline. They go back to Storm, blocked back. Storm will tip it, covered by the Freedom from the back row. Nugent attacks. Was there a touch? There was, you heard it.
Great step closed by Chris Nugent there to take full advantage of sort of an out-of-system play, and nice heads-up aggressive swing by the Team Freedom. Find themselves up by 4 early on, 6-2 in game 5.
Well, the Stingers are going to call timeout here, but it has been a Freedom showcase for the last, for the last hour or so, as after a terrible start, they really came out lackluster, no energy, but I don't know, maybe it's something about playing that last match. They don't really turn it on until it turns 8 p.m. They got to wait for prime time.
Kind of like that old 80s movie, The Gremlins. Remember, don't feed them after midnight?
Yeah,
it's like, don't get Team Freedom playing after 8 p.m. or else they become really good.
Well, tomorrow, they'll only be playing at 4:30 p.m., so we'll see which version of the Freedom comes out.
Yep.
They are well on their way right here to remaining the only unbeaten in the NVA. We'll see after the timeout how they do as Seifert sends it deep. They go back to Storm. It is blocked back. It'll remain in play. This time from the back row. I don't think a hand got on it. Out of play. An attack error from Romero.
The snowball that just keeps rolling right now. Unfortunately, the snowball is the Stingers' errors. We're going to see a substitution here. Coach Daniel trying to slow down the momentum a little bit. Here comes Paul Clark in for Inoval Romero. We saw Paul Clark play yesterday. Made some great contributions in the outside hitter position. See how he does here. No pressure on him now.
7-2 your lead. Seifert, another serve, goes right after the new player Clark. And leaving it short is Mencia, and the Stingers are feeling the pressure as we will go to our technical timeout here in the 5th. Team Freedom is a runaway train here in the 5th.
Well, this sprint to 15 points and one side change here at 8. Stingers really digging themselves into a big hole. Better find some mojo somewhere on this other side of the court and figure out how to, first of all, pass the serve of Matt Seifert and then run some kind of offense and earn a point here the hard way.
How much confidence will this build for Team Freedom, knowing the obstacles they had? They got blown out in game number 1, and to be able to have this resounding comeback. It's not over yet, clearly, but to really just turn that tables in the 4th set, be absolutely in control throughout, and then repeat that here to start the 5th.
Yeah, look, every team deals with some adversity throughout the season, and we saw that in game 1. I think Team Freedom might be a little used to it after last night's 5-game match when they've got their starting outside hitter going down with the ankle injury. Their second outside hitter, kind of recovering from that second vaccine shot that he got the day before, but able to manufacture and pull out a victory, and I think they're trying to do the same thing here. So they definitely have confidence. They realize that, a fourth set, blowout doesn't really determine the end of the match. They were going 5 anyways. They knew it, and now they've come out on fire in this game 5 here.
An impressive performance by Team Freedom in front of their home crowd, a very Freedom-favorable faithful. And Matt Seifert will look to continue to run his team up 8-2. Leaves it just a little short there, off the tape. So any chance for a comeback will have to start here with Leo Durkin, the setter out of BYU. Great pass by Nugent. They go to Norman, and he puts it away.
Joe Norman's number getting called for the first time in Game 5 with a nice side out. Now he's going to go back and see if he can contribute from the end line here. Offensively speaking, Joe Norman's been pretty good tonight.
What a time to tie your shoe.
He knows what he's doing. A bit of gamesmanship by Leo Durkin. He's been around the block a few times.
Got to make those knots a little tighter.
It's not his first 5th set.
Norman swings away off the tape. Ball with the pass. They go back row, and Clark leaves it short. They go to the Bic, and they cannot come through.
It's going to be a tough rotation for the Stingers here. It's rotation 1. I'm kind of surprised that Durkin went to Paul Clark out of the back row, considering that's his first hitting attempt, I believe, of the match. Look for him to go overhead here to Storm on the right side.
Norman with a deep breath. A 7-point lead in the 5th set, and he misses just long. But he went for it, and it'll be Storm with the ball in his hands, a very good server. If there's somebody you want to have with some responsibility at this stage, it's absolutely this man. Better pass by Nugent. Castillo slots it through.
Really answered nicely by Chris Nugent. That pass just on the money. Matt Elias able to give a great set to Castillo, who sides out for the point. Commanding lead now, 11 serving 4.
Castillo has been so valuable. I mean, I think you could make the argument he's been the MVP.
Definitely in the running.
Clark with the pass. They go right side. It is tipped. Elias keeps it alive. Castillo runs it down and sent over by Nugent. Cross court. He missed it.
Mencia just misses that wide.
12-4. Freedom is 3 away from a blowout comeback in the final 2 sets.
Unfortunately, it looks like the Stingers might have just ran out of gas. As the
Castillo, good pass by Ball. And that is put away as finally Mencia gets an answer.
quick serving substitution here for the Stingers. Team Freedom now up 11 serving against 5.
So a Hamilton day off the tape. Pancake by Nugent. And Norman, I should say, will send it over. 12-5 your score. Cross court. Mencia. He missed it wide, and somebody got the net, but I think it actually was Mencia. And it was.
I actually think it was Chris Nugent as he went back to serve receive. Playing a little poker face here. Not too sure exactly what happened, but something hit the antenna. Not sure if it was the block of Chris Nugent or the ball from Mencia's attack, but no major arguments either way. So give the point now over to Team Freedom. 13 serving 5.
So Zebra to serve. Running this one down is Durkin, and it is slotted through the block. That's a really difficult play there with the 6'10" Seifert, and Elias will block so well as a setter. Getting hands up, but 13-6, a lot of work to do for Utah to stay in. That's the start here. Nugent with the pass. They go back to Chris Nugent. Dig by Baugh. Very tight. Freedom with a chance. From the back row, Castillo. Got it. And it is match point for the Freedom. And it goes over to Matt Elias out of Juniata College, trying to move Freedom into sole possession of first place. Drops it down. It comes over to Seifert. Elias back to Norman, and it's over as Team Freedom absolutely dominates the Stingers in games 4 and 5, 25-15 and 15-6. You see them get together in the huddle as Team Freedom, the hometown team, is 5-0 in the NVA. What a tremendous bounce-back performance.
Unbelievable turn of events there. Nicely done by Team Freedom to remain undefeated. Whew. Slow start to this match out of Team Freedom, getting blown out in game number 1, 25-18, but really trying to actually putting those puzzle pieces together and really manufacturing a nice signature win here by Team Freedom in night number 2.
I mean, you thought yesterday's win over the LA Blaze was a signature win. Yeah, that stays on the resume, but this one moves to the top as they knock off the defending champions, and they had to come from behind. That truly a way to chalk up your postseason resume and to talk about it. Here is Nick England with the starter on the outside, Josh Castillo, who had an awesome performance. Nick?
All right, guys, I am here with the man of the match, Josh Castillo. Josh, that went the distance. You guys battled with them emotionally, physically, on and off the court. What was the preparation like coming into such a big match like that?
Well, obviously they're a very good team, so we have a lot of respect for them, and so what we tried to focus on was our side, what we did with our passing, being aggressive with our serve, and earning points, which obviously gives you a cushion, and we just push from there.
And you guys were talking so much about being a team that can rally, you can block, and you can play the long point. As an outside hitter, as someone that offers so much offense back row, what do you feel like your role or what load is put on your shoulders, and how do you execute in that position?
Honestly, I don't really feel a load. I mean, we trust each other. I mean, if it's not me, it's another guy. I mean, we have a well-balanced team, and so everyone really trusts each other to perform and do their job, and then that's what makes us great.
Yeah, and I mean, we were seeing you talk about greatness. We see Seifert, Zebra up front getting a ton of block touches, and right around that 3rd to 4th set, there was a lot of talk about how do we extend the rallies, and it was through the blocking efforts. You were getting a lot of slowdowns. One of the things I love is when we see players that don't fit the normal build. You're a little bit shorter, but your aggression, your passion to get after the ball definitely comes through. When you see those big hitters, what's your big takeaway? What are you trying to do to make it happen?
Just be big, take court, play a little bit of a blocking game with them, make them think a little bit, and then, once you make them make one mistake, it kind of snowballs from there. But it's a grind. As you can see, a 5-setter, you have to grind, you have to earn points, and that's how you win these.
Absolutely, and the last thing, you are here in front of the Atlantic City hometown crowd. It's got to feel good to finally have some friends at your back. And now you guys are one of the loudest and rowdiest teams in the NVA. No one will question that. How does that apply, and how do you guys feel that and use it to help you get over the edge?
I mean, we're a big energy team. That's something we talk about often in timeouts, our energy, our communication, and then having the audience and the crowd here feeding off of that, it gives us that extra push we need. And I mean, we've pulled out 2 tough 5-setters, and the crowd is a part of that for sure.
Well, a huge part of the 5-0 Team Freedom, Josh Castillo, steps up after a day off yesterday, delivers for this squad here in Atlantic City, putting on a great show for the home crowd. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Josh. Appreciate your efforts, buddy. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nick, and the Freedom remain undefeated. They win in 5. They lost the first set 25-18, won the second 25-22. It looked like the Stingers were in good shape, 25-20 in the third set, and then all of a sudden, Josh mentioned snowballs. Well, look at your final 2 scores, 25-15, 15-6. Absolute domination as Team Freedom, the hometown team, gets it done to remain undefeated. And that sets us up for tomorrow. Our schedule beginning at 9 a.m. The Tyrants against the Tornadoes. It's the Battle of Texas, the two T teams from the Lone Star State. And then at 11:30 a.m., the Untouchables against the Exposure. Stingers, well, we'll see if they can get back in the win column after an 0-2 start to the weekend. They'll take on the Red Hot Stunners at 2 p.m. Team Freedom will look to remain unbeaten. They'll take on the Matadors. They've struggled a little bit this week, and we'll see if the Matadors can right the ship. And then, well, Nick England will be on the sideline to wrap up the weekend at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, as the Vegas Ramblers look to continue to roll when they take on the LA Blaze. Matt, 10 matches in the books. What are your final takeaways from this match and from this second day of action?
Man, can't think of a better way to finish off day number 2 than a 5-set win for Team Freedom to continue to be the only undefeated team here in the National Volleyball Association tournament. Really just another terrific day of high-level professional men's volleyball here. Looking forward to a third and final day tomorrow with another 5 matches to think about overnight and see firsthand all day long tomorrow. So looking forward to it.
Well, it was an exciting day here in Atlantic City. We'll be back for 5 more tomorrow. We hope you could join us. We thank you for your support of the NVA. We couldn't be this successful. We couldn't allow this league to flourish without your support. Continue to do so tomorrow when we bring you the final day of our second NVA Cup event of the season. For my partners Nick England and Matt Prosper, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for joining us. Until tomorrow, be well, everybody.